नित्यानन्देश्वरसमारम्भां नित्यानन्देश्वरिमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. I welcome all of you with my love and blessings. I welcome all the devotees, disciples, samajis, satsangis, srimahans, mahans, tanidars, kotaris, sitting with us through Nityananda TV, Sadhana TV, Ara TV, and two-way video conferencing, having nainad-devā. Cities sitting with us in two-way video conferencing, Singapore, Surrey, Canada, Hyderabad, Guptakashi, Guadalupe, Rameshwaram, Istanbul, Turkey, Los Angeles, Arunachalam, St. Louis, Tirumala, Tiruvanmiyur, Chennai, Kuala Lumpur, Palani, Australia, Oman, Sivagangai, lot more cities, Chidambarananda, Dubai, Madurai, Bangalore North, Houston, Texas, Surrey, Canada, Toronto, Seattle, and everyone. I welcome all of you with my love and respects. Today, Rajarajeshwari Brahmotsavam, Day 2. Yesterday we had Dvajarohanam, and today the second day on Mayura Vahana, golden peacock vehicle. Devi is gracing with Lakshmi and Saraswati. With the grace of Mother, let's celebrate the Rajarajeshwari Brahmotsava to experience and celebrate Mother consciousness, feminine consciousness, the cosmic Mother. Now, the fourth verse in Isha Upanishad. Please recite along with me. Anejad-ekaṁ manaso jivīyo nainad-devā āpnuvan pūrvamarṣat tad-dhāvato nyān atyeti tiṣṭhat tasminn mātariśvā dadhāti. Loud. Anejad-ekaṁ manaso jivīyo nainad-devā āpnuvan pūrvamarṣat tad-dhāvato nyān-atyeti tiṣṭhat tiṣṭhat tasminn napo mātariśvā dadhāti. Actually, the following verses enumerate the attributes or qualities which are special and exclusive to Ishwara. He is stable, he is the only one, he has swiftness which surpasses the agility of the mind, he was present before anything came into being, he existed in the beginning, he is the embodiment of jnana, truthful knowledge, enlightenment, wisdom, erudition. He is all-pervading, omnipresent, omniscient, and all-knowing. He is beyond the comprehension of even the gods, such as Indra. He can overtake others who are running fast, even though he does not run or move himself a bit. And it is by relying upon his powers and authority that the various gods, such as wind god, are successively able to do deeds such as producing rain and enabling mortal creature to have life, to live and bear the prana, the spark of life, and the vital winds that sustain life in a creature. I have my own translation, which I will share with you all. Listen. Consciousness is unmoving, one, and swifter than the mind. The gods of senses cannot overtake and go beyond it, as it has swiftly moved ahead. Remaining situated, it outruns all the other running ones. In it, the life energy moves and expands itself in space, supporting all activities. Come on. In this verse, now the quality of Isha is defined. Quality of the consciousness is defined. You may ask why. Please understand. When something beyond your comprehension is being described, at least few qualities which your mind can comprehend should be told to you so that you can start meditating on it. Or when that experience happens, you can analyze whether this is it or this is not. Even to do that process of neti, na iti, you need to have a scale. Please understand here. The qualities of consciousness, the qualities of Ishwara is described. I am using the word Ishwara instead of Isha. Please listen. Isha is pure superconsciousness in its existence. Ishwara means whenever Isha is described in a method to reach him or in a technique to reach him or some form or some name, some quality attributed to him, Isha becomes Ishwara. Understand? Isha becomes Ishwara. If you say pure consciousness, it is Isha. The moment you attribute qualities swifter than the mind, gods of senses cannot overtake and go beyond it. The moment you give these attributions, it is Ishwara. Now, in this verse, the qualities of Ishwara is described. Qualities of Ishwara is presented. You should know why. One of the biggest crime the Hindu society has done is thinking the peace of the sattva as laziness of tamas, and practicing the laziness of tamas, thinking that they are in the peace of sattva. Understand? Sattva and tamas both looks same, but the context is totally different. The sattva, peace of Ramana Maharishi, and the laziness of the beggar lying outside the Ramana Maharishi's ashram, even though the actions look same, the context is different. Listen. Listen. This is one of the biggest problem Hindu society is facing. Even now, many of the so-called seekers can't accept the way of life I am presenting or the way I myself living. Continuously, I am teaching and living inaction in action. But lazy fellows, they will be action in inaction. There will be so much of action inside, but outside they will be inactive. Inaction can come due to various incompletions, inability, does not want to take the responsibility, non-committal lifestyle and thinking and pattern, and 1001 reasons, laziness, vengeance and anger, hatred towards life. Inaction can come due to 10,000 incompletions. All that cannot become sattva. Listen. Pure inaction out of complete completion, without any incompletion, only can be called as sattva. And in that sattva, you may not even have action or inaction. When the completion is there, you are in the space of sattva. You may even act to teach the world, to teach to others. So understand. Anejad-ekaṁ manaso jivīyo nainad-devā āpnuvan pūrvamarṣat tad-dhāvato nyān atyeti tiṣṭhat tasminn mātariśvā dadhāti. All these qualities are described. Consciousness is unmoving, one and swifter than the mind. I may not want to say oneness. The qualities of consciousness is described here so that you won't miss the context. Listen. If you go to a temple without having the right context, it may be just a nice art, kind of a museum, stone carved in beautiful shapes, sizes. Nice, that's all. But if you know the context and go, it's a place to connect with God, consciousness. It is a place to celebrate enlightenment, living Advaita. Listen. So now, Upanishads are setting the context. The first statement, they declare the ultimate truth. Isha vasyam idaggum sarvam. Everything is consciousness. The next verses, they taught the important truth of saying yes to life. And if you decide to say no, what happens they described. Now, they are describing the qualities of consciousness, Ishwara. Why, for various reasons. First thing, for you to set a context. You should know what is consciousness and what all is not consciousness. And you should also know how to start practicing. How your practices can be done. How you can align yourself for the practices. If you do not know the context and even enter into the temple, it won't be useful to you. Sometimes you lose the respect for the temple, then again gaining it back is very difficult. Same way, when you start the practice itself, the context should be set. Please listen. That is why I said context is more important than the God itself in Hindu tradition. Isha is more important than Ishwara itself. Setting the context means why, what, how, where, when, clarity of the whole. That is what I call the context. That is more important than God itself. Context is more important than God itself. I'll expand why the context is more important. Only if you know is the creator maintaining, destroyer, you will even know you need to relate with him. So, all the qualities described here is to set the context why you should do what you should do. He is unmoving in the world where everything is moving. He is the oneness. He is swifter than the mind, means anywhere your mind can reach, he is already there. He is beyond your mind. The word manaso jivīyo means any hope you have, the fulfillment of that hope is he. Any fear you have, the space from which the fear comes is he. So, instead of running behind your hope or fear, run behind him. nainad-devā āpnuvan pūrvamarṣat. The gods of senses cannot overtake and go beyond it. Actually, each god associate themselves to one sense. But the superconsciousness, Isha, is beyond all these gods. Meditating on these qualities, wherever these qualities exist, that is Ishwara. Where it is not Ishwara. Actually here, the Upanishads declare more in the negative sense. Means, if you see the whole thing, it is more a technique for you to use neti, na iti, not this. Unmoving, then anything moves is not that. Oneness, then anything which is lower than that, not that. Swifter than the mind, then anything which you can assume by the mind, it is not that. Here the qualities are described more for you to use as a technique to find the consciousness. Many times people ask me, what is completion? The space where this question does not arise is completion. It means till then you have to go on be completing. You can't give a positive answer for this. You can only give a technique with which they can be cleaning it up and get into that space. Like a question, who am I? Never can have answer. Because it is not a question, it's a quest. It can have only experience as the response. The question, who am I? Neither it is a question nor it can have answer. It is only a quest. It can only have experience as a response to it. Here, two things you need to understand. First, the qualities are described Second, not in an affirmation way, it is described for you to be used as a technique to do the process, not this, not this. You can see all the descriptions are anejad-ekaṁ manaso jivīyo nainad-devā āpnuvan pūrvamarṣat. It is unmoving, oneness, swifter than the mind. Gods of senses cannot overtake and go beyond it. It moves swiftly ahead, remaining situated. It outruns all the other running ones. See, it outruns, everything runs, and it does not move. Now what will you do? So naturally this is used for the purpose of negation. In it, the life energy moves and expands, means whatever you are, you exist, you live, you expand, you become one with, everything happens in the super consciousness described here as Isha. In it, everything happens. In it, everything dissolves. Isha, when you try to relate with him, becomes Ishwara. Ishwara, when you experience him, becomes Isha. Every description here in this Upanishad, the fourth verse, is given for you to use as a technique to reach the truth as it is. The truth as it is. So meditate on these qualities. When you try to meditate on these qualities, you will understand you can't meditate on these qualities. It is only to be used as a technique to find out what you are perceiving or grasping as Ishwara. Is it Ishwara or not? Only to find out these qualities can be used. anejad-ekaṁ manaso jivīyo nainad-devā āpnuvan pūrvamarṣat tad-dhāvato nyān atyeti tiṣṭhat tasminn napo mātariśvā dadhāti. So if you sit and find out what is unmoving, so anything you imagine is not it. What is oneness? Because anything you imagine as tripudi-bheda, imagine, imaginer, imagined. The being which imagines, the thing which is imagined, and the imagination, action. The tripudi-bheda comes. As long as there is three, it is not that. And swifter than the mind, then anything you do with your mind, it is not that. Today's subject for Vakyartha Sadas are all these qualities to be attributed, or are they technique for us to discover the truth, discover the consciousness? And the qualities described here, I wanted Vakyartha Sadas to be done today all over the world. I'll continue to expand on these verses. I bless you all. Let's all radiate with integrity, authenticity, responsibility, enriching, causing, living Advaita, eternal bliss, Nityananda. Thank you.
Nityananda Dhyana Peetham, Nityananda Nagar, off Mysore Road, Bidadi, Bengaluru. Phone 08027279999. www.nityananda.org. www.youtube.com/Life Bliss Foundation.